Welcome to the astrology forecast for the week of April 21st, 2025. My name is Molly Flowers. Let's get into it. The green days for this week, when there's more opportunity, when the flow is easier, when you're more lucky and it's easier to move forward, there are no green days this week. The red days, when there's more challenge, more friction, more tension, and more need for your higher awareness, those are going to be Tuesday through Sunday. So basically all week. There is a lot of tension this week involving Mars in Leo. Passions, initiative, drive, and yes, arrogant shadow masculine behavior too. Especially when Mars engages with karmic and trauma-driven Pluto the closer we get to the end of the week. And the new moon sweeps right into that messy vibe, giving us a rough start to the new lunar cycle on April 27th. So let's talk about your work and your ambitions. Leave time in your schedule for emergencies, crises, meltdowns, plumbing issues, and such things. Let go of the small stuff wherever you can. This energy can be really productive for cleaning and clearing and cleansing, because we also have the help of the last quarter moon, which is where we clear the decks for the new cycle. The closer we get to the weekend, the more tension that you might feel. If you really want to know if this is going to hit your chart in a dramatic way, look for planets in your birth chart that sit around 4 degrees to 7 degrees of a fixed sign. Those signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Run your chart, check your chart, and you'll know if things are going to get dramatic. The good news is, after this, the road is really opening up ahead. With Mercury moving out of the retrograde shadow, things will begin to proceed with a bit more speed as we move into late April and May. Let's talk about love and connection. Venus is finally starting to get some distance away from heavy and karmic Saturn as the weekend approaches, but the run-up to the new moon can bring up intensified patterns of conflict and stubborn attitudes that are a blockage or obstacle to connection. Mars-Pluto expressions can be aggressive in nature. They can involve power moves or control dramas that have the potential to blow the whole thing up. It can bring up very courageous acts, courageous behavior, but also obsessive and misguided behavior. So stand in your power as we move toward this new moon, but use a light touch with other people and carefully choose the people that you align with and spend your time with this week, especially as we get closer to the weekend. Let's talk about health and vitality and well-being. Mars is well placed in Leo. This is not a bad sign for Mars to be in. It brings a lightness of heart and a boost to your activities, your sports, your games. But Mars gets a rough start this time around via this entanglement with the underworld planet Pluto. So, some simple tips that can help you get through this week. Bring a water bottle with you. Leo is a very hot sign, and hot Mars here may hasten the rate of dehydration, especially as the weather warms up. And if you are familiar with the effects of dehydration, you know it can involve some serious symptoms like headaches and muscular pains and sinus issues, and it can run the gamut of things. So make sure you stay nice and hydrated. That is going to be very important in the coming weeks. Mars in Leo's interaction with Pluto makes flare-ups of inflammatory conditions more likely. Pluto is like a triple strength Mars. It's very highly inflammatory, especially in the heart and the circulatory system, Leo and Aquarius. and also in the Taurus and Scorpio, the neck and the pelvic organs. So plan an easy week if this is something that happens to you. You may need more time to care for yourself and be there for you. Please be especially careful with Pluto and his association with backed up waste and toxins. Focus on elimination and keeping the body's sewer system moving. Let's talk about the lunar cycle this week. The moon is in the fourth quarter all week, April 21st to 26th. This is the mature, waning phase of the moon. This is the phase where we let go of the things we don't need anymore. Unnecessary worries, limiting beliefs, physical and mental and emotional garbage. It's time to tie up loose ends and take care of filing and organizing, really clearing the decks, cleaning off your desk for the next lunar cycle. The new moon appears at 7 degrees Taurus, 7 clicks into Taurus. The signs are numbered 0 through 29. That's 30 degrees per sign. Times 12 signs is a full circle. It's just simple geometry. The moon appears at 7 degrees Taurus. All right, April 27th. The Taurus new moon kicks off the lunar cycle with a dramatic bang, making it clear what your challenges will be in the coming month. The new moon squares Mars and Pluto in fixed sign. And this may force the deepest, most stubborn, most karmic issues and obstacles to the surface of your awareness. You might find yourself diving deep to get to the core issues. I suspect that you have been working with these issues since last fall, and you are finally in a position to overcome and move forward. Like the Libra full moon earlier this month, the Taurus new moon's ruling planet is sweet Venus, which is no longer retrograde, which is now moving forward and gaining speed. Awesome. Venus is sandwiched between Saturn at the end of Pisces and Neptune at the beginning of Aries at the time of this new moon. This is a combination that reads to me as obstacles that require you to figure out some of your ish before you level up to a new you. You are getting ready to integrate something very sacred and spiritual, very meaningful and very impactful into this new cycle. That is how you grab the cycle by the horns. It is better to be the agent of change than the victim of change, right? I pulled some cards for this week. I got the 8 of Coins again. Last week I pulled the 8 of Pentacles, different deck, but same suit, basically. This week I pulled the 8 of Coins, which is about diligence, hard work, applying yourself, and progressing towards a goal. What are you investing your time and energy into this week? Whatever it is, make it count, make it important. And the support that I drew for this work is the King of Cups. The King of Cups, the King of Emotions. And the question here is, does the way that you are spending your precious time align with your heart? Does it align with what your heart really wants and really needs? And that is not something that is easily fixed if the answer is no, but this is a very good time to think about it and think about what that ideal situation that does feed and care your heart. What does that look like? I'm wishing you a wonderful, peaceful week. We're all going to get through it, and I'll see you on the other side. My name is Molly Flowers. Lots of love to you. See you next week.